Once upon a time, in a faraway city in Nigeria, there lived a young lady named Neche. She was a hardworking lady who took over her father's company, Neche Enterprises, after his retirement. Her father taught her everything about the company, and because of this, Neche's family was well known and respected in the city. They had invested in various businesses and owned shares in some well-known companies, making them one of the wealthiest families around. As Neche grew older in the business, she expanded the business. She reached out to foreign companies for partnership, which made the company a global name. This partnership always took her away from home and away from social outings. Neche was loved mostly by guys in the city and even within the company, most especially because of her beauty and wealth, and they talk about her as the perfect wife material. I want to marry a woman as beautiful, wealthy, and intelligent as Neche, a woman who can help my career and build my home, said Ekene, laughing and dreaming with his friends. Ekene had deep feelings for Neche. Whenever he saw her around the company, he would blush secretly. Among these men was a handsome young man named Mike. Mike and Ekene were the best of friends, but unlike Ekene, Mike sat quietly as the others discussed their dream kind of woman. Mike didn't care much about love or serious relationship, but he was so handsome that every woman wanted to marry him. His fine face had caught the heart of Neche. As the discussion went on, one of the men turned to Mike and asked him, "Why are you so quiet, Mike? Aren't you interested in marrying a woman as beautiful and industrious as our boss, Neche?" Mike gave a small smile. "I don't really think much about it," he replied. One of them leaned in closer and said in a whisper, "But Mike, don't you see how all the ladies in the company look at you? Even Neche, our boss. I think she is interested in you." These words made Ekene sad. Since he started working in the company as Neche's secretary, he had done everything to make her notice him. As not just her secretary, but all his efforts seemed fruitless. Ekene hissed, trying to hide his sadness. Meanwhile, Neche was making plans to make Mike love her. She was hell-bent on winning Mike's heart, no matter what it took. Later that week, Neche started to get close to Mike. She gave him several green lights. She would invite him out for lunch most times. Within a short period, Neche and Mike started dating. Neche was so in love with Mike. "The handsome Mike is hers," she told her friend Christy. Neche had went as far as telling her parents about Mike and how much they loved each other. Neche's father was not convinced that Mike truly loved his daughter. "Neche, I still have my doubt about this your boyfriend. In fact, invite him over for dinner this weekend," said Neche's father. Mike was so happy to be invited to dinner by the chairman himself. He vowed to impress him so well to get his approval. Weekend came, and during dinner, Neche's father started, "Mike, you work in the company, right? How do you see my daughter, and what is your plans for her?" Mike answered smartly, but yet Neche's father wasn't still satisfied because any man who would marry Neche automatically becomes the next owner of the company. Few weeks later, Neche received a message on her phone from her friend Christy, and it was a picture of Mike and a girl in a shopping mall, holding hands together. She felt so disturbed and later concluded that the lady was probably his sister or cousin. Is that what you are telling yourself to convince yourself away from the truth? Mike is a womanizer, and I doubt if he truly loves you, said Christy. No, Christy. Mike loves me and would not do something like this to hurt me. There had to be an explanation, Neche said, trying to convince her friend. Please don't come back crying when he finally breaks your heart. Love can blind us to the truth, my friend. Please take your time to know him better, Christy said with concern. Later that day, Neche went over to Mike's apartment for an explanation. She showed him the picture. Mike was surprised. It's not what you think. The lady in this picture is my grown-up niece. She came into town for an examination and I had to get her some things from the mall. His eyes pleading for understanding. Neche reached out and took his hand. I believe you, Mike. I knew you would never do anything to hurt me. Mike smiled, feeling a wave of relief. Thank you, Neche. Your trust means everything to me. They went inside and she passed the night there. That same month, Mike proposed to Neche and she accepted without thinking twice. When Ekene heard the news, he cried his eyes out. He loved Neche deeply, but he knew Neche loved his friend Mike. He was so sad and also happy for his friend Mike and decided to give them his support. Neche's father had no choice than to accept Mike since his daughter loved him a lot, even though he still felt unease with the whole thing. The wedding preparations started and everyone talked about it in the company and in the city. They were the most talked about couple in town. The next day, the morning of the wedding, was bright and cheerful. Mike, his friends, and his family went to Neche's family singing and carrying gifts. Neche was in her room with her friends and her mother, all dolled up with makeup. She was happy and anxiously waiting for Mike's arrival. Christy took Neche to another corner of the room. Are you sure about this, Neche? It's not too late to say no, please. This man is a chronic womanizer and a gold digger. Neche's face turned red with anger. How many times do I have to tell you I love Mike and he loves me too? And I'm not changing my mind about him. Nothing you say will make me change my mind about him. Please, drop this nonsense topic and help me tie my gele. I don't want to hear another word of this rubbish again. She snapped at Christy. Christy sighed, realizing she couldn't change her friend's mind. She continued to tie her gele. Shortly after, Mike and his family arrived and the wedding proceeded. Neche was married to Mike in a grand celebration. The ceremony was filled with dancing, laughter, and an abundance of food and drinks as the celebration went on. People admired the happy couple. Neche, in her stunning dress, looked like a queen, and Mike looked like the most happiest person. Ekene was at the wedding. He looked sad for himself and happy for his friend. I hope they have a happy life after, he murmured. After the celebration, Neche moved into her new beautiful home with Mike. The house was gifted to them by Neche's father as a wedding gift. The house was so large and filled with everything they need to make life comfortable. I am so excited to start our life together, Neche said to Mike. A month after their wedding, Neche needed to travel out of the country to supervise their businesses there, and she made Mike to be in charge of the company in Nigeria. As she was about leaving, she stood by the car door, holding Mike's hand. "I will be back in a month's time, my love," she said, kissing him gently. Mike nodded, smiling. "I will miss you so much, my baby, but I will be here waiting. And don't worry about the company. I will take care of it." Neche would normally travel and come back, running the company outside the country while Mike handled the one at home. Christy would come around to visit them anytime Neche is around. 5 months into their marriage, Mike requested that Neche should give him a share in the company, probably her own share of the company. "Some of the staffs think I don't have much right to give them instruction. Why not make me a shareholder so you can focus on the company outside the country? Or don't you trust me enough?" Mike said. Neche nodded and promised to discuss it with her father so they could work on it. The next day, Neche called her father to talk about Mike's request. Her father told her to wait and that the process is a long one. He said that just to make Neche calm down a little and know who Mike truly is, and not be in a hurry to hand over everything to Mike. After 2 days, Neche left for her trip, leaving Mike to manage the house and the company with the help of Ekene, the secretary. A week later, Neche's father decided to go to the company and see how things are in the absence of her daughter. As he got closer to Mike's office, he heard some small sounds like moan coming out from the office. He knocked and entered. The girl, who happened to be Nora, one of the company's workers, was hugging Mike, and Mike kissed her neck. Mike immediately started giving the girl instruction as soon as he sighted his father-in-law. "Please just go and get me those files. Get them right this time around and no mistakes," Mike said to the girl, who left the office in a hurry. "You are welcome, sir. You didn't tell me you were coming." "Please sit down, sir," Mike said with so much nervousness. "So, Mike, I now need an appointment to visit my own company," Neche's father asked. "Not that, sir. You are always welcome anytime, any day." "So how is the company? How are the workers?" Neche's father asked. Mike told him that things were moving smoothly. After that meeting that day, Neche's father decided to find out who Mike truly was before handing over his company to him. This is a company he built from scratch and wouldn't want a gold digger to come from nowhere and mess it up. What he saw that day was actually a confirmation of his doubt. But how would he convince Neche that her beloved husband is cheating on her right in her office, and is only after her shares of the company? Mike called Neche first before her father would call her. He told her that her father came by the office today, and it was quite unfortunate that he came when he was so angry. Mike said. "Angry about what, my love?" Neche asked. "Is it not that lady in the finance department that would not do her job well? But anyways, your father and I had a good time," Mike told Neche. After the call, Mike was so proud of himself as he smiled mischievously. He knew that he had to convince Neche, and nothing her father would say again would make her suspect him. A week later, Neche came back to Nigeria, and Mike was so happy to see her. They had lunch together, and after lunch, Mike immediately asked Neche about the shares he asked of. "Oh, my love, the process is going on. The lawyer is getting all the necessary documents ready," Neche said. Mike felt happiness within him. The next day, Neche decided to stay home and rest from the travel as Mike went to work. At work, Mike told Ekene how sad he was. This girl is delaying my plans, so I didn't plan to stay in this marriage for long. I mean, look at this company and all the money Neche had. Why was it so difficult to give me her shares of the company? I have tried for her. I took care of this company while she was away. But anyways, she said the process is on. I just can't wait, Mike said, smiling wickedly. Wait, Mike. You mean you never loved Neche? Guy, this lady loves you now. And money is all you care about. How could you be this evil and wicked? I can't believe I called you my friend, Ekene said angrily. Guy, what is your problem? You know I don't do love. Love is not my thing, please. And stop crying more than the grieved, Mike said, with no iota of remorse. Mike, I am so disappointed in you. I can't believe I gave up on the woman I loved because of you. I regret ever letting my feelings go, Ekene said and stormed out of his office. Meanwhile, Neche went to visit her father and asked him how the preparation for the handing over was going. Neche, are you sure you want to do this? I can't give my company to a worthless fellow, her father said. Dad, my husband is not worthless and he's very much capable of running the company. He did that very well for some months now, Dad, Neche defended Mike. Why are you so blind, or you choose not to see? I caught him with one of the staffs the other day, kissing, her father said. Oh, Dad, he already explained that situation to me. You misunderstood the whole thing you saw that day, Neche said. Oh, he already told you I came? Then he cooked up a story to you? See, my daughter, this man is hiding something and I want you to find out yourself. That is the only way you would believe. Investigate him yourself. Show up unannounced or plan something very convenient for you. Anything at all to help you investigate this situation. And if you find anything negative, if you didn't find anything suspicious, I would hand over the company to him, her father said. Neche agreed. I'm going to do this, Dad, but not because I don't trust my husband, but because I want to prove you and Christy wrong. I will do it, but not now. They said their goodbyes and Neche drove home. On her way, she received a text from Ekene. Ekene told her everything Mike said about not loving her. After going through the text message, Neche became so restless and suspicious. She needed to get to the bottom of this and know who is lying and who is saying the truth. She needed to prove something to her dad, her friend Christy, Ekene, and also to herself. The next morning, she woke up feeling sad as she told Mike that she got an emergency and needed to travel quickly. Mike drove her to the airport, and on his way back, he called Nora to come to the house that his wife traveled. He was together with Nora when he got a call from a hospital telling him that his wife had an accident when she was about boarding a plane. She fell from the stairs and hit her head on the floor so hard. Mike got to the hospital late. He met Neche's father, Christy, already at the hospital. Nobody talked to him as everybody was angry that he had to come see his wife this late. I left as soon as I was called, but there was too much traffic. Mike tried explaining even without being asked. The doctor came in that moment. She told them that Neche had a very serious case, that the fall affected her eyes and as a result would not be able to use her eyes, but the good news was that the condition was temporary. Everyone was so sad, especially her father. "So, doctor, can we take her abroad for surgery?" "The money for it is not the problem," Neche's father asked. "There won't be any need for that, sir. With proper medication here, she would be able to see again, but it will take some time." Neche cried as she lay on the bed, blind. She was holding Mike, who was consoling her. After some days at the hospital, she was finally discharged, and Christy offered to stay with her and help her around the house, but Mike immediately declined. "I can take care of my wife. Christy, you don't have to leave your work to come take care of us. Thank you for the offer, but we can manage." Reluctantly, Christy and Neche's father left, leaving Neche and Mike alone. From that very day, Mike would call his girlfriend Nora to come to the house. He would leave Neche alone in the room and would be with Nora, laughing so loud, kissing, hugging, doing all sorts of things. Neche heard the noise and came downstairs with her walking stick. While on the stairs, she heard Neche talking to Nora. "Just hold on a little while. I will make her sign and hand over the company to me, and we will sell it and leave this country for good. She loves me so much and would do anything for me. And now that she is helpless and blind, she only depends on me. She will sign the company to me very soon." Mike told Nora, "That lady is a big fool though. She thinks you love her. After all, she is rich, so giving us one company won't make her poor," Nora said. Neche's heart sank. She felt like she was dreaming. Her legs couldn't carry her any longer, and her walking stick hit the stairs. Mike and Nora looked up to see her. He stood up immediately. "My love, how long have you been here, and what are you doing outside?" "You should be inside resting," Mike said, still holding Nora's waist. "Nothing. I was just thirsty, and you were not around, and also heard voices. Do we have a guest?" Nora asked. "Oh no, it's just someone I paid to come cook for us, my love. You don't have to worry about anything. Food will soon be ready," Mike said. Neche went back upstairs with her walking stick, looking so deceived, betrayed, and used. She wanted to scream out her lungs out, but that would draw Mike's attention. "So, I am the fool in all of this," she lamented. That night, Neche and Mike went to sleep. Around midnight, Mike sneaked out of the room to the guest room. He had asked Nora to sleep over. Mike sneaked into the guest room and Nora welcomed him with wide arms as they fell on the bed. Meanwhile, Neche woke up and couldn't feel or see Mike anywhere in the room. She picked up her walking stick and made her way out. She started hearing noise from the guest room and decided to check. On getting there and opened the door slightly, she saw Mike and Nora making out in the room. Neche closed the door and went back into her bedroom. That same night, she decided to put an end to this constant heartbreak. After 2 days, Neche told Mike that the documents are ready for him to sign and that it would arrive the next day. Mike was so happy that his desires are finally coming to pass and couldn't wait for the next day as he called Nora to break the news to her. They planned on how they would leave the country as soon as the company is sold. He also asked Nora to be around during the signing. The next day, a delivery person brought the file and gave it to Neche, who was seated outside. She called Mike to come. Mike! Mike, my love, please come. The documents are here. Mike came downstairs, holding Nora's hand. He would kiss her and hug her in the presence of Neche. He collected the documents and signed immediately. Oh, my love, thank you so much. Thank you for this great opportunity and thank you for trusting me. I promise you, I won't disappoint you, Mike said while holding Neche's hand. He turned immediately to Nora and they hugged happily, kissing each other. Is someone else here? I can feel another person's presence here, or is it my mind playing tricks on me? Neche asked. Oh, no, my love. It's just you and me, baby, Mike responded. Okay, I need to go sleep a little. Please help me inside, Neche requested as she stood up to leave. Foolish girl, she heard Nora said. Neche stopped. Did you say something, Mike? She asked Mike, who said no immediately while looking at Nora and begging her to keep quiet. Mike didn't come home that night. He was out with Nora, partying and enjoying themselves as they made plans on how to sell the company. They called an agent to come see the company tomorrow and make payment for it. In the morning, he came home to pack few of his clothes so he would leave the country with Nora immediately they finalized the selling of the company. He lied to Neche that he got an emergency call that his mother was sick. As he left, Neche called her father and explained everything to him. How she pretended to be blind and how she was never in any accident. How she gave Mike a fake document of the company. In the company compound, Mike and Nora was busy negotiating with the buyer and his lawyer. Wait, those documents are fake, said the lawyer. Oh no, it can't be. These are original documents, Mike said, as they stood there confused and still discussing about if the document was fake or not. Neche drove in with her father. As she stepped out of the car, Mike froze on his spot, surprised and confused to see Neche walking without glasses and walking stick. What is going on here, Mike? Who are these men and what are they doing in my company? Neche's father asked Mike. Oh, nothing, sir. They are just business partners. I was still trying to convince them to partner with us, Mike said. My love, so you can see now. Oh, I'm so happy. My wife can see now, Mike said, trying so hard to sound caring, and Neche slapped him so hard. I gave you my heart, my love, and you threw it back to my face, Mike. You brought your mistress to our home, Mike, and you even plan to sell my property. Oh, you will so rot in jail, and it's a promise, Mike. And for your information, those documents are fake and police are already here to take you both to where you belong. Immediately, police came in and took them away, with Mike pleading and begging. Neche begged her father and hugged him with tears. I am so sorry, Dad. I should have listened to you. It's okay, my daughter. I am happy he didn't succeed. We will return the bride price to his family and cut off every relationship with that gold digger. He will rot in jail, and it's a promise. They were still hugging when Christy rushed out of her car, and Neche rushed to hug her immediately. I am so sorry, my friend. I promise to listen to you from now on, if you forgive me this once, Neche said. It's okay. We should just be grateful that he's out of your life for good. Someone who truly loves you will come one day. But for now, cheer up, baby girl. You don't deserve this pain. And please don't ever plan this type of thing without telling me your friend, or am I not your best friend again? How could you pretend to be blind? And I was so worried without knowing you were just pretending. Don't try that rubbish again, oh, said Christy. Ekene was by the side, watching the whole event when Neche sighted him. She walked up to him and hugged him. Thank you, Ekene, for looking out for me, even though Mike was your best friend. Thank you, said Neche. You are welcome, ma. Mike, my friend, chose his path, and he should face the consequences of his actions. As Neche left, Ekene said, I don't mind loving you from afar until you are healed emotionally. I wouldn't want to lose you again like I did before. Ekene said to himself, hoping that one day he would be brave enough to confess his feelings to Neche. Neche resumed work as if nothing happened. She tried her best to be brave and focus on work and herself for now. Dear friends, this is the end of this lovely story. Tell me what you learned in the comment section. Where are you watching from? And please subscribe to this channel. Like, share this story to your loved ones. Until I come your way again next time. Bye.